All right, guys, it is another Sunday Night Live session. I am the editor-in-chief of the Watercraft Journal. My name is Kevin Shaw, and thanks for tuning in this Sunday night. We are going to take it really easy today. I have no lesson planned. It's going to be a live Q&A. We had a lot of people who have been posting a bunch of questions and things, and we were going to address that first. But we're going to... Billy's already here, everyone. Holy cow. Well, happy Halloween, everyone. Happy Halloween. We got them pouring in already. Boy, we jumped out of the gate with a handful of people. I really was not expecting a lot of people to tune in tonight. All right. So let's do the usual news while people come pouring in. The stupid lid, that little piece of plastic got stuck. Okay. Hello, Billy. Hello, everyone. Okay. I got some news for the channel. I thought I'd give you this stuff. It's a little bit of a tease, but starting next year, we're gonna start having guests on the show. I have the software. I've actually had it for a while. I'm having to get out of my comfort zone instead of just phoning it in and doing it by myself in my home office. I'm actually going to take this up to the next level and start bringing people on. I'm trying to lure on some regulars. I'd love to have some regulars on who will be a little split. We'll kind of do a split screen. We're going to kind of do it. Effectively, I'm trying to replicate a few entertainment sites and a few news sites who do YouTube live like this. And so the big thing for me is trying to make sure that we're not having major technical issues, but I know technical issues exist. It happens. It's way outside of my wheelhouse. So unfortunately, it's probably going to be some rough sailing for the first few weeks. But it might just be split screen for the time being. If we can do, me and someone else, that's basic. We always want to have a co-host or a guest, hopefully every Sunday night. But I know a lot of people can't do Sunday nights, and that may mean that we have to do it other nights, which I don't want to do. So there's a lot that kind of gets in the way. There's a lot that kind of messes up stuff, but I want to have co-hosts. I want to actually have a conversation rather than me just bouncing off of the comment section. Now, what that entails is that the co-host or the guest and myself will have a conversation for a half an hour or so, and then we'll take super chat questions because there's definitely going to be more questions coming in, as it's more than just ask Kevin a dumb question. Thank you, David, for the super chat. I appreciate the support. But beginning next year, we're going to be really on top of our game about having a guest come in so that we can talk about different topics. We can talk about different technical things. We can kind of do live reviews of Watercraft. We can give suggestions. I mean, all the usual stuff of why I'm here, we're hoping to do with a guest. So that's the big news. We have that coming in, so that'll be good. So we're pretty excited about that. And it already has one on there, Matt. It comes 310X Ultra does come with an oil separator, which is an oil separator is superior to a catch can. So you already got one. That's why Kawasaki's, again, beat people out on a lot of things. They have wastegates or blow-off valves, and they have catch cans. And in 2010, they had, was it 2010? Or was it with the 310s that they had the individual cooling circuit for the intercooler Rats. I want to say 310. Billy, was the individual cooling circuit first in 2010 on the 300, or was it on the 310 in 2014? Correct me on that one. Come on, Billy, help me out here. I thought, because there's two cooling circuits, two flush circuits, and I know for a fact it's on the 14s and up the 310s, but I don't know if it was first on the 300s, and that was 2010. Billy, help me out. Help me out, Billy. Help a brother out. Greg, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Happy Sunday. Happy Halloween, Greg. Okay, so I'm going to use this as a quick topic, so I'm going to really make it crystal clear, so I'm not going to get interrupted. We get a lot of people who come into the comments section and ask for larger definitions. They ask for larger explanations of things. They're asking for big chunks of advice in the comment section. Number one, I'm not the guy answering the comments probably 65% of the time. I'm not the guy, okay? I got a buddy of mine who comes in and just makes sure that people are answered. And usually, 9 times out of 10, the answer to a question or the answer to a comment is super basic. My instructions are like, just make sure it's a touch and go. So it's like, hey, thanks, or you're right, or 100%, or bingo, or something like that. I mean, I literally wrote an email with a bunch of like canned responses. Okay. Very rarely is it me. Oftentimes I'll put my initial at the end of it, like, just a K, so that they know they're talking to me. Okay. But all that is to be said is usually when someone comes in with a really in-depth question, if they're not given the response of email Kevin here at info@watercraftjournal.com, it's usually, we did a video on this, use the search bar and check out the video. All right. And I know I've said this before in previous videos and previous live sessions that we've done the work. All right. I've put the time in. It doesn't take much to go to the little magnifying glass search bar and type in Sea-Doo catch can, wear ring, impeller pitch, sponsons, deep V hull, any one of these things, and they'll pop up. We got literally hundreds of videos. I think our count is close to 400 videos. So guys, if you get a really in-depth question, chances are the answer you get in the comment section is going to piss you off. And we're not trying to piss you off. We're not trying to piss you off. I mean, don't get me wrong. I come in with smart ass answers and Cody comes in with smart ass answers because it's the comments section on YouTube. And a lot of people get all twisted up and they get upset. Fine. It's the comment section on YouTube. Everyone knows the comment section in YouTube is there's no more villainous hive of scum and villainy, or there's no greater hive of scum and villainy than Mose Eisley and the comment section in YouTube. Who said that line, guys? We're starting the movie trivia early. Who said there's no greater hive of scum? You'll find no greater hive of scum and villainy. Twitter is worse. Well, hopefully Twitter gets better. Actually, Twitter's going to be the Wild West if we all get our... Thank you, Jason. And who played Obi-Wan Kenobi in 1977? And I want his title. So anyways, back to the answer. Guys, if you have a longer question that's kind of burning a hole, make sure to email me directly. And that email address is info@watercraftjournal.com. And if you haven't already, go to the search bar function and type in some keywords. Now, mind you, Sir Alec Guinness, Simon, thank you, sir. Sir Alec Guinness. I'm glad that you gave him the title as well. All right. Simon, are you in the States? Simon, do you live in the States? Simon Wallace won, and I want to give Simon a prize. Oh, Jason beat you. Jason did. Jason won. Oh, you're in Australia. Simon, thank you. But Jason did win. Jason was first. Okay, Jason, let's give you a prize, Jason. Are you in the States? If you're in the States, you get a prize. If you're international, you get stickers. Yes, Jason did beat you. Jason's in Florida. Jason, you get a waterproof case from Higher Cool. It's a waterproof phone case. Maddie, good question. What is a good two-place trailer? Move It, Triton, Yacht Club, Magnum. Brand-wise, they're almost all the same. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've encountered some real stinkers. But I recommend, personally, if you can afford it, get aluminum. All right? I don't care if it's a Triton trailer. I don't care if it's Move It. I don't care if it's Yacht Club. I really recommend a torsion bar suspension over leaf spring, torsion bar suspension, aluminum trailer. That might tighten up your search a little bit. Okay. I'm not going to throw out brands because I honestly haven't had them all. But build-wise, aluminum, torsion bar suspension. All right. Jason, you're in Florida. Email me your mailing address and the prize. Okay. Which is this, the waterproof case for your phone. And your mailing address. Email me info@watercraftjournal.com. Cool. All right. Yeah. David, I have a 20-year-old Magnum. Still love it. Okay. That's very cool. All right. So, question. Oh, yes. Guys, this is a live Q&A session. If you have questions, make sure you write the word question. I prefer it in bold or in capital letters, question, so that I can see it. All right? Because there's going to be a gazillion questions coming through. Okay. Question from Chad Hughes. Here, oh, wait, let me finish this one last thing about the Q&A session. So again, guys, for those of you who are new, for those of you who are watching this at a later time, if you have a question that's really, really hot, really burning, go over to info@watercraftjournal.com and email me directly. I'm not in the comment section. I have better things to do. I got 3 kids. I run 2 YouTube channels. I run 2 magazines. I'm too damn busy. So I'm not the one answering most of the questions and pissing most people off. All right? Just understand that. So, again, the comment section in YouTube just ain't the place to get your question answered. Email me directly if it's really something that is like, oh my gosh, this is a big deal. Otherwise, it just turns into the usual crap that you get on YouTube channel. Okay. Back to Chad's question. He writes, Chad Hughes writes, got out on the water with my brand new GTX and holy cow, bow hunt. When I turn to the right, it turns sharply, but when I turn to the left, it takes a wide turn. Is there ways to adjust this? Okay. Here's my thinking on your initial response, and you might have to correct me on this. All right, Chad? So get ready on the keyboard. First, you may be battling current or wake patterns, the direction of the waves that are coming at you. And the ski may be responding very quickly to turning right and then really fighting you on turning left. Now, if you're out on glass and you're finding this, my question is, what's the handlebar setting at neutral going straight? If you're going straight, are you keeping the bar cocked? All right. If you're going straight and the bars are like this, then you got an alignment problem. Okay. Now, thankfully, here's the kicker. All right. All jet skis are really, really basic when it comes to steering. Okay. They're going to put all these different things and make make it sound really fancy. But all it is a pitman arm up here, a pitman arm off the steering neck. I'm going to do this vertically. All right. I'm going to do it on screen too. So let's do it like this. Okay. So your steering neck goes to a straight down through your deck. And it has a pitman arm that sticks out. It's just an arm. And it's got a little hole drilled in it. And there's typically like a stud that pokes out. The steering cable connects to that. It's typically a ball stud. All right. And then you have a sliding collar or a spring-loaded collar that slides over, holds that ball. Okay. So, and that cable runs all the way to the jet nozzle. And the jet nozzle has an arm sticking out here and has the exact same thing on the other end. So when you steer, that arm pulls up and it yanks on that cable, and that cable goes yoink, and that nozzle gets pulled and goes just like that. And if you turn the other way, it pushes the cable and it pushes the cable down. And that is the science of the steering system on your ski. I don't care if it's Sea-Doo, don't care if it's Cowie, don't care if it's a Yamaha, don't care if it's Polaris, doesn't matter if it's a Honda. They're all the same way. So, okay, very good, Chad. You're saying that on glass, you're holding the bars to the left to keep it straight. All right. Here's the other thing about that cable. All right. Just like a throttle cable, you might not have experience messing with throttle cables. You might have any sort of experience on this kind of stuff. Do I have any shifting cables that I can illustrate? I think I'd have to go and dig it out of the garage, guys. Oh. Okay, well, let me try to visually describe this. And if it's still not clear, let me know. Okay. Sorry. I'll get out the kid's bathtub. So let's pretend. Do I have anything better? Not really. Okay. So let's pretend this is the very end of your steering cable. All right. And it's got the collar on it over here at the end that goes over the little ball stud. Well, you're going to see a point on that steering cable that's coming out of the cable. It slides out of a sleeve. Okay. Let's pretend my hand's the big sleeve. It comes out like this. Now, believe it or not, you're going to see a lot of threading on it. All right. Like it's a big, long screw. What you can, and that is to adjust your preload. It's called preload. What you can do is that you can back off the nut, the retaining nut, and sometimes it's finger tight, which might be a problem. All right. That actually might be a problem. You need to go in there, and it's going to be inconvenient. It is not going to be easy. On your GTX, it's really not going to be convenient. All right. You're going to have to basically get the manual if you're going to do this yourself, because you're going to want to take the shroud off, and it's all going to be inside of your adjustable deck. Okay. Or your cargo, storage deck, what would you call it? What's the official name? But your folding hinged deck. All right. So if you can get all the instrument cluster housing off, you'll be able to see inside of where the steering column mounts to the actual deck, and you're going to see the arm on it. All right. If you can, back off the retaining nut and slide it further out, or push it back in, depending on which way it's favoring, so that your steering is straight and that your nozzle is straight. You're going to be hopping on, hopping off, hopping on, hopping off, making sure that they're lined up. Because what you do is that you take that retaining nut and you tighten it back up when your bars are straight and your nozzle's straight. Okay? You can adjust it. The problem is it's with the Sea-Doo, and that makes it tough. Now, I haven't done this personally, so I might be wrong. And hopefully the Sea-Doo guys here will be able to correct me if I am wrong. Guys, I'm asking you to correct me if I'm wrong. But sometimes you can adjust the steering cable from the back on the nozzle itself. If you can, don't even touch the steering up front. Mess with it in back if you can. Because some steering cables have all thread and retaining nuts at both ends. All right. So if the Sea-Doo is, which I'm not sure it is, and I really hope someone can correct me on this one, because I'm not going to be able to really, besides running downhill with a flashlight and going and checking out my GTX, I can't really tell you one way or another. But you might be able to adjust that off the back. All right. Because what you have is a misalignment. Now, if it sounds like too much work, if it sounds like, hey, listen, I don't want to take my ski apart. Hey, this isn't really my cup of tea. That's fine. There's no harm in that. All you have to do is call up your dealership that has a service department or a shop that you trust, that's local to you, that has a good reputation, and say, hey, listen, my steering and steering nozzle are out of adjustment. I got to have the bars cocked while I go straight. Can you guys adjust the steering for me? I don't have the tools for it, or I don't, whatever. I don't have the mechanical acumen. And they're like, okay, no problem. It'll be, it's an hour's worth of labor. That's $70 or $80. Okay, cool. Sign me up. And that might be your answer. So Chad, if it works, I mean, if you can do it and you're comfortable doing it yourself, rad. If it's not, if it sounds like a big job, then you know what? It's better just to pay the guy for an hour or two worth of labor and call it a day. So hopefully that was a help to you. All right, we got some super chats. Henry comes in with a super chat. Sorry I missed the last one. Was busy enjoying my new Indian Scout and just curious, would you rather have an AC Cobra or a Mark II Ford GT40? Okay. Very good question. I am not a Ford guy under any means. I'm really not. Okay. But I personally believe the single greatest American car ever built was the 1966 Mark I. Let me make sure I'm right. Yep. 66 Mark I G40. No. Mark II, because Mark II was the Gulf, and I would have it in the Gulf livery. Yeah, you're right. Thank you. I was totally wrong. Yes. I personally believe the single greatest American car ever, the prototype. You're right, Henry. You are right. I was wrong. I misspoke. The Mark II, Gulf livery, 427 side oiler, Ford GT40. It's a car that beat Ferrari. It's the car that won Le Mans. Everything about that car, absolutely. There is, if you guys ever see one in person, ever walk up to one in person, the actual dimensions of that automobile will blow your mind. All right. Everything about that car. And some kits, yes. But the Gulf, the pale blue with orange, with the big tomatoes on the side, the Gulf, I've seen two of the original Mark II Gulf GT40s. There's nothing more stunning. And the history, the impact on automotive racing, the impact on an automaker, an impact on Le Mans itself, the impact that that car made echoes to this day. Here's the problem. I'm 6'2" and 240 pounds. Even if I lost 40 pounds, I still can't fit in the car. All right. And I mean, not with a helmet. I mean, I sit up and I sat in one. All right. Who are the guys in Fountain Valley, California, who make the clones? Metalworks, Metal Crafter. I think it's Metal Crafter. They make one, and you can put like a 5-liter quad cam motor in it. It's unreal. But guys, I can't fit in the damn car. Now, I've been in Cobra clones. I've been in AC Cobra clones, and they're total rowdy machines. They're just awesome. They're rad. But to me, GT40. If I could fit in one, if they could figure out a way to drop the floor pan another 3 inches and give me some headroom, tomorrow. And I'm not a Ford guy. But the GT40, I'm begging you, if you ever get the opportunity, jump at the opportunity just to walk around one. Guys, it's staggering. That car, I've been around Dino Ferraris. I've been around some really neat Ferraris. I've been around some really neat Lamborghinis. I've been around some really neat supercars. But Ford building the story of that car, and this is way before the movie with Christian Bale. I knew the history of that car ages ago because it's legendary. It's legendary. And that a domestic automaker would just come up with something like that blows my mind. That car it's the best American automobile ever built. That's my opinion. Henry, thanks for the super chat. Will writes, are the old Wave Blaster 2s fun? Well, the Wave Blaster 2 was a more domesticated version of the Wave Blaster. The Wave Blaster was an answer to the X2. The X2 was really squirrely. Kawasaki made the X2 based upon the old 550 stand-up. All right. And it had a little Schwinn bicycle seat, very skinny little narrow seat. You actually never really sat on it. You they really wanted you to ride it on your knees, which was not my favorite. But the X2 came out and was an absolute riot. Wave jumper, wake jumper. It was a bitchin' ski. And there's a reason why there's knockoffs built to this day. It's because the Wave Blaster made that big of an impact. And it was only around for like 3 years. And the Wave Blaster 2 was kind of Yamaha going, hey, why don't we make it a little bit easier to get on? Why don't we make it so that a guy can bring his girlfriend with him or a kid? Let's make it a little bit more domesticated. And when they did that, they kind of defanged the ski. But all that being said, Wave Blaster 2, especially compared to what we have today, is a very fun, very loose ski. It's a riot. So, yeah, I would say if you get your hands on one that's in good shape, totally go for it. All right. Henry, you got me going on the Ford thing. I can't use the Ford thing for a oh, Chad, how do I get one of those sweatshirts? I put the hyperlink at the very top, but I'll put the link up again. You simply go to this link. There you go, Chad. I do not have these in stock. This is a Teespring store, so they're printed on demand. I don't have a stack of them that I can give out shirts. I wish I could. We used to give out shirts, but I just don't have them. All right, so we need to go back. Henry, thanks for the question about the Ford. I can't use it. I appreciate it, but I can't use. Did I ever send you stickers? Henry, did you ever get stickers? Email me your address, info@watercraftjournal.com, and I'll send you some stickers. All right. Will, thank you for the super chat. If you want, email me, info@watercraftjournal, and I will send you a couple stickers too. All right. Mr. G-Man writes, question. Sea-Doo has adjustable mirrors. Yamaha doesn't. What does Cowie do, and what do you prefer? I've told people at Yamaha they should make them adjustable, as I prefer, but just get told not to. Cowies have adjustable mirrors. Yamahas are just glued on. But I think you're wrong about the Sea-Doos. You're able to do it on the water, Justin? You're able to adjust the steering on the water? That's awesome. Okay, so you could do it from the back? That's great. Yeah, you're over 6'2". You're not, yeah. Well, I'm 6'2". If you're over 5'10", you're not going to fit. They do have a bubble, Henry, and the bubble was named after a racer, and I'm trying to remember the name of the racer because he was 6'1", and you put a helmet on, and he had to sit like this. Was it Dearman? No. Crap. What was the name of there? Doug. Okay, I got to answer this question though. The adjustable mirrors. Well, again, everything costs money. Everything costs money. I got to argue with the Sea-Doos having adjustable mirrors though. I really got to argue with it. I don't think they're adjustable. On what ski? On what ski are you talking about? Your Fish Pro. Yeah, Fish Pro mirrors are not adjustable. Anthony Cahill's here. Cool. Your email ain't working. My email works great. I get so many emails. Are you kidding me? Dude, I get 60 emails a week from people asking me questions. You're a kook, man. I don't know what you're talking about. I get emails all the time. info@watercraftjournal.com. All right. All right. Let's go back to the questions here. Let's go to the questions. Oh, guys. I totally left out. I have a story to share. I got a story to share. Okay, I did the mirrors thing, and the mirrors thing has got me stumped because I don't think Sea-Doos have adjustable mirrors. All right, Henry's taking over. Blah 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 blah. Give me some merch, Mikey. Give me a super chat with a good question. Henry writes, question, do you know anyone who's swapped an Ultra engine into an SXR? Won't fit. Now, I'll tell you what, K-Speed got everything to fit in the STX. I think they had to fabricate like 5 pieces, like brackets and like a relocating bracket for one thing and like an intercooler bracket for another thing. They had to make like 4 or 5 parts on their CNC machine, and they were small, like literally bracketry. Everything else plugs in. And speaking of Kawasaki, guys, they're not adjustable mirrors, guys. I don't know what you're talking about. The older CDs had adjustable mirrors. I don't think the new ones do. Yeah, I can't think of an adjustable mirror on a ski. Ooh, Anthony, that sucks. Woo! Focus, Kevin, focus. Yeah, I know. I got you know what? It's Halloween. I got something special for you guys. For my friends in Alabama, they'll know what this is. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the single best grape soda ever produced by the hands of man. And Grapico is bottled out of Birmingham, Alabama. Every time I go to Mudbug or I go through Birmingham, I stop at a Piggly Wiggly and get as many Grapicos as I can. Cheers to you. Happy Halloween. What's the line? Drink to bones that turn to dust, because no one lives forever. It's like melted Otter Pops. It's so good. How much sugar is in it? Way too much. Way too much. Total sugars, 58 grams. It's like eating all my kids' Halloween candy in a drink. That's pretty funny. Yeah, all right, Caribbean. Way too much sugar. Happy Halloween. Super chat instead of candy. How much sugar is it? Yeah, it's 220 calories, guys, just for the bottle. It's 58 grams. That is 21% of your total sugar allotment for the day. All right. So I had a phone call. I had conversations with Sea-Doo and Kawasaki this week. And I have had grape knee-high. I've had a lot of different knee-high flavors. I also like Faygo out of Chicago. Faygo sodas are good too. They make a orange pineapple that tastes very close to Cactus Cooler, which my friends out west will know Cactus Cooler is. And good Lord, do I miss Cactus Cooler. Holy cow. If someone wants to send a case of Cactus Cooler to the Watercraft Journal, our P.O. Box is P.O. Box 666. I'm not joking. 666 is our postal code. Goodlettsville, Tennessee, 37070. Okay. All right. Diabetes. What was his name? What was his name? Who's known for the diabetes commercials? Had a mustache. What was that actor's name who gave us the diabetes meme? Come on. Diabetes. Bonus points, you can tell me the first movie he was in. Ooh, I got to get stickers. We're going to hand out stickers. I got to hand out stickers. Wilford Brimley! Pitch Pines. Wilford Brimley. All right, what was his first movie? Quaker Oats, and his first movie was Cocoon. Very good, David. His first movie was Cocoon. Believe it or not, the man was in his 40s. He was like mid-40s. He was like 45 when he filmed that movie. The man has looked like he was 70 from the time he was 35 years old. All right, I got a big stack of stickers here. All right. Diabetes. Well, you know what? You only live once. All right. So, phone call. Sea-Doo is easy. Sea-Doo wants the GTX back. I'm gonna meet up with them on Saturday, bring him the ski back. That's fine. I got to clean it off. That's all right. So, they're a little bummed that the Manitou boat video didn't catch fire like the Switches did. They are hoping that the Watercraft Journal audience was going to be a little bit more receptive to their $65,000 boats or $70,000 boats. I was like, well, you know what? It got out late in the season. People are starting to kind of, die down on that sort of stuff. I go, it's a lot of money to fill these boys up, especially today with gasoline being what it is. And they go, yeah. They, so it was kind of a fizzle. Didn't go very well. I mean, it was. Don't get me wrong, it didn't go bad. It was fine. We had a good conversation. But they let me know that there will. They have very high hopes for November. That was mentioned. And that they are paying attention to November, meaning next week. Let's make sure that we use our God-given right as American citizens and help do something to right the ship if we can. And I'm going to go, that's as far as I'm going to go on that, at least here. And they're actually having a really good solid run with production. They're not having any problems, hangups with production. The Sea-Doo Apexes are showing up. The Explorer Pros are showing up at dealers. They feel very confident that it's going to be a far smoother delivery season than the last 2 years. So that was with Sea-Doo. So, let's tell the media guy everything's great. Take that for what it's worth. All right. So then I get on the horn with Cowie. And I have a really good friendship with the guys at Cowie. I've known them for years. And, when I was racing and stuff like that, they were like, what do you need? Whatever you want. Okay, cool. So they go, hey, how you liking the ski? And the ski's covered in leaves. Because like in 1 week, all of Tennessee just went and dropped all of its leaves. So it's all covered with sap and leaves in my backyard. And I'm like, crap. So I'm like, no, it's good. It's good. And I need to replace one part, and they had it in stock. And so they're going to bring that out. And that was on me. I damaged the front bumper. I pulled it into the trailer, onto the trailer. And our lake was really whipped up. And I'm like, perfect Cowie weather. I'm going to take some video out in the rough. So I took the Cowie out and was ripping on it and having a blast, and everything was working good, and I was really enjoying it. And Squiggy's here. Thank you, sir. Cheers. Let's get Squiggy drunk. Guys, get him to crack a beer so we get more super chats out of Squiggy. We had a really good month the last time that he got lit. So anyways, I'm going to go into a diabetic coma while I'm trying to get him drinking. Because I'm drinking pure grape syrup. So anyways, I was coming into the trailer just nice and slow and just kind of bringing it in, but the water was really chopped. I spent all my money on you. It was pretty choppy, and I was coming in real slow. And this is my mistake. So I admit my mistakes. I had deep launched the trailer a little too deep. So the bunks were under the water. I probably should have had a little bit more sticking out of the water. And I come up and it bobs, and the bottom or the nose goes underneath the stop, the rubber stopper, and it catches and it nicks a big chunk out of the nose. I'm like, ah, geez, the big plastic bumper where the visibility headlights are. And I'm like, ah, crap, I screwed it up. And it's big, it's visible. And I'm like, well, I'm buying a new front bumper. So when I was talking to the guys at Cowie, I said, hey, listen, I'll pay for it. It's my error. He goes, we got it. Don't worry about it. Do you want the dealer to put it on? I'm like, no, I can put it on. It's not a big deal. It's screws. It's not rivets. So he's like, yeah, it should be screws. You should be fine. I said, okay, great. So we were chit-chatting about that. And he goes, hey, you really liking the ski? I go, yeah, the more time I spend on it, the more I like it. And I get more and more people on it. And they really like it. And I'm doing measurements for a new rack for the back and all this stuff. And he says, well, why don't you hang on to that ski a little longer? And I was like, oh, okay. And he goes, yeah, you can hang on to it. And I said, oh, okay, cool. Well, I'll ride it through the winter then. I'll do my ice snow rides on it. And he's like, yeah, that'll be cool. We love to see that. And I was like, okay, game on. Then I get the kicker. He says, hey, you need to know that Manny, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear about that. Someone stole the key. I hate that the key is in the steering rather than back in the glove box. I really do. Because I actually had one almost pop out. It was barely in there. And a lot of people have actually had them pop out. So it really, the immobilizer really should be inside of the glove box. And that's a really big design flaw. And that's something that I didn't critique in the reviews, is I really probably should have critiqued it in the review, was that it should have been there. And that being said, you're going to have to go to a dealer because they're going to have to put the scanner on the ECU, and they're going to have to verify that it's his ski, and then they're going to program a new key to him. So that kind of sucks, Manny. I'm sorry, and it's expensive. It's not one of those things that get covered. You know what I mean? It just sucks. All right. So anyway, so I'm talking to Cowie, and he goes, hey, just so you know, we got stuff coming out in the next 2 years. And I go, what, like in 2 years' time? And he goes, no, year after year. And I'm like, okay. And he goes, we're going to fly you out in spring. And I was like, why? And he says, for the new thing. And I go, it's not going to be a 23 model. And he goes, no. I said, so you're gonna have me ride something new for 24 in spring? And he goes, we want you to ride it. Just come out. Okay. Now, he goes, we want to do a big ride. We want to do a big ride with you, and we're going to put you on the new thing. All right. Well, here's my guess. Here's my guess. Mikey, let me get to that one. I'll get back to you on that one. So when I get invited to do quote unquote big rides from Cowie, it's always naturally aspirated. It's always naturally aspirated. I mean, I've done rides from north of LA all the way down to San Diego. I've done rides through, around up and around Catalina. I've done rides around, Coronado Bay and around the islands. And we've done a bunch of coastal rides. And he doesn't bring a lot of people out on the coastal rides because, quite frankly, they beat the tar out of you. All right. Ocean riding is the hardest riding. And I was like, all right, well, that was a merch-worthy question. Okay, I'll get to you, Mikey, you smartass. All right. So anyways, I'm like, you want me coming out riding new stuff, and you want me coming out in spring? And he's like, yeah. I said, okay, naturally aspirated ultra. And he snickered. And he was like, well, you'll see. I said, okay. So I think they're really comfortable in pulling the trigger and having me get out there as quick as they can to have me ride the new redesigned and naturally aspirated ultra. So I think that is the big, it's 6 months from now. It's the end of October. So it'll be 6 months from now. Is I go out there in April or, March or April, and we'll go ride the coastline, and I'll go get beat up and sunburned and worn out because I'm out of shape. And we'll go ride the new ones. So that'll be fun. So yeah, Cowie's ready to pull the trigger on the naturally aspirated ultra. It's ready to go. And it's going to be redesigned with the new top deck, just like they have on the new supercharged skis, but it's just going to be naturally aspirated. Here's the problem. I am ready to put money down on the fact that it's not going to have any bells and whistles. It's going to be a stripper. It's probably going to be a white deck with like a blue hood or a red hood or something kind of mellow. And it will not have sound. It won't have jet sounds on it. It's not going to have, the USB plug. It's really going to be bare bones. If they pay attention and, if they looked at what like Yamaha does and their bread and butter being the FXs, the FX HOs, they'd be like, hey, maybe people want all the bells and whistles and better fuel mileage. Maybe we should do that ski, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, so that was a big bone that they threw at me, going, all right. Let's see, let's give Kevin something because I know he's been a friend. So, I think you should just tell Kawasaki your jejunum that my jejunum hurts, and you'll be sending you instead. Yeah, I don't know. I'll be fine. Thank you though. All right, hey yo, Mikey. What does Mikey want? Mikey, do you ride stand-ups? My stomach hurts. Okay, whatever. Mikey, do you ride stand-ups? Come on, buddy. I got stuff for stand-ups. You wank. $10 isn't even going to be enough to ship this crap to you. No, he doesn't ride a stand-up. Okay, well, never mind on that one. All right. Oh, wait. No, not that one. You have aftermarket handlebars. You want to get into it. You have aftermarket handlebars for anything? Dirt bikes, motorcycles? Aftermarket handlebars on your ski because you think you're a badass? You want to get into it? Got a GPFX STX 160. I don't have any. Oh, by the way, guys, I don't have anything brandy. I don't have brandy. I don't have anything for Cowie, Sea-Doo, Yamaha. I got nothing there. All right, I got generic stuff. Nope. All right, you big wank. Fine. No, dude. I don't want to give you these. I don't want to give you Strapinos for your question. I don't know, Mikey. I don't know if you deserve a set of Strapinos. Even though I got 4 pairs of them that I want to give away because I don't want them in my garage anymore. It's all full of car parts. All right. Let's see what kind of Strapinos we got here. Let's open it up. Just so that Mikey knows that it's been personally inspected by Kevin Shaw. All right. Get ready to be strapped and steady. Ooh. Get ready. Mikey's going to get strapped. All right, here we go. Oh, these are the Auto Retracto, Super Retracto kind. Did I ever show you guys these things? Did I ever show you these things to you guys? Yeah, too late, Jason. You get what you get, or you don't get anything. Yeah, these are ratchet straps. These are not the kind that mount to your trailer. But these have like super long straps, and they have it's a spring loaded coil in there. So when you push the button, it goes zip, and it'll coil up the whole thing for you. So you don't have long straps flapping in the wind and getting caught on stuff. So here are your strapinos, you wanker. I'm gonna make fun of you. All right, let's answer his question. I'll tell you what. I'm going to stick 2 stickers in Mikey's box. So he can say that Kevin stuck a bunch of stuff in his box. Here you go. There you go, Mikey. Mikey likes it. Give it to Mikey. He'll eat anything. What was that commercial selling? Mikey likes it. What did the older boys give Mikey to eat? What was the commercial selling? Captain got it. Jello. That's funny. All right. So Mikey's question is: heard from my dealer that the new Ultra's seal from the engine compartment is not watertight and will collect water in the engine compartment. Does Cowie plan to address it? I have taken the engine inspection cover off. Mikey, by the way, you need to email me your address. If you do not email me your address, you will not get your prize. Email me at info@watercraftjournal.com. Okay. So I've taken that inspection cover off. It's 6 acorn nuts. Comes right off. The little flappy inspection plate thing is not my favorite. But there is a rubberized gasket that goes all the way around it. There are points of heat exhaust that allow air to circulate. If you submerge your ski, it will not keep the engine compartment watertight. That is kind of a no-brainer. I don't know if people think that it's an airtight ski or a watertight ski. It is certainly not a watertight ski. Okay? There's no such thing as a watertight jet ski. But it does its damnedest to keep water from going in. Water intrusion has never been I've not experienced any problem with water intrusion on that ski. I have ridden it with the deck off, like, the guys on YouTube who ride around with the seat off and stuff, just to see, what's going on. I did see that if you do ride with the drain plugs out, unlike a Sea-Doo that has a little ball valve, you will gather water in the bilge of your jet ski. So, yes, you need to make sure your drain plugs are in. And yes, you need to get, make sure that thing is watertight, because you'll get water on the belt and then you'll have slippage on the belt and you have a problem. So that there's really no problem with it. It's not a design fail. I have not seen anything demonstrably wrong. I have not encountered anything that's like, oh my gosh, they went to production with this. Who the hell thought this was a good idea? Besides the front storage being itty bitty, tiny little hole that you can't put anything in. Yeah. So, Mikey, I hope that is a satisfactory answer to your question. All right. Squiggy, that's interesting. You actually got water in your water. Well, what the hell? You got 2 doors that are gasket sealed. I don't know how you did that. That's impressive. Yeah. I'm not even mad. No, I'm not mad. You ate a whole wheel of cheese? No, I'm not mad. I'm impressed. Name the movie. Name the movie. Come on. No, I'm not mad. I'm impressed. What are strapinos? It's a strap-on. You'll love it. You and Paul Pelosi will love it. Woo! Don't bring a hammer. And Kevin's gonna start giving away auto parts after a few drinks. It's funny. Anthony, good question. Do you ever think we'll ever see a day when hulls are made out of carbon fiber? Well, technically, we see them today. All right, we've been seeing them for over a decade, but they're absurdly expensive, like absurdly expensive. So effectively, the cost of carbon fiber, the cost of the molding of carbon fiber would have to come down radically. But again, you remember when billet aluminum was like the bee's knees and like everyone had to have billet aluminum for stuff, and now like cheap Chinese crap comes made out of CNC billet aluminum. So again, the cost of production just has to come down. Anchorman, thank you, Stoney. Kevin, any input on that question on supercharged boost? What question? Was it a super chat? What question? Question on supercharged boost. Water in my sealed stolen key. Guys, I'm not seeing a question on supercharged on boost. Ray asks, question, do you think dealers will have deals in spring with talks of recession looming? I would be amazed. I mean, like, totally amazed if were that to happen. I really don't. I'm sorry, I just don't. Yeah, I don't see a question on supercharged boost, which boost only comes from a power adder. You don't have naturally aspirated boost, but okay. Okay, Anthony writes, do you have any... first, Greg, I got to do Greg's super chat. All right. Greg writes, not that I've tried riding without drain plugs in, but came close to forgetting once. So Sea-Doo's drain plugs have a one-way valve. Yeah, there's a little ball valve in them. You can literally unscrew yours and look at it, and you'll see, I think it's white. It's a little white plastic ball that just goes, boop. It's a one-way check valve. I don't think Yamaha has one. I might be wrong. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. Please do, because I literally don't know. But I know Cowie doesn't. Ask me how I know, because I forgot the drain plugs the first day of Mudbug. Anyway, all right. Yeah, sorry, Greg. But yeah, I'll admit on that one. Yamaha does not. Okay. Then, yeah, Sea-Doo does have a check valve, because you can ride with the drain plugs out on a Sea-Doo. It's not recommended. But, all right. Anthony writes, you have any thoughts on the new Rotax outboard? It looks like they took the 1630 block, turned it into an outboard. I'm doubtful they'll hold up being submerged. I miss Evinrude. Well, Anthony, the neat thing is that the audience actually totally schooled me on the new Rotax 150. I was thankfully educated. Is that the Rotax 150 is almost verbatim the old E-Tech 1.9 liter. And the only thing they did different was that they just hung it sideways. Now, there's a lot of people who I've seen some of the boat channels and some of the boating boat engine channels and stuff like that. And people sent me, oh, did you see this? And you see this? And they disagree with you. I'm like, okay, great. They disagree with me. I understand. I mean, but the big concern, the big gripe that they have is in order to keep noise down and to offer them a very large extended deck platform on the back of the new Manitous, they have the E-Tech or the Rotax 150 in a waterproof case. All right, it's this big hard case with this double gasket seal, and it's an interlocking channel gasket, so it's a knife edge, channel gasket, and it's got like 16 bolts that go all the way around it, and it's a total nightmare to take off. All right, so service is not exactly the easiest, but it's the E-Tech, which I love. I thought the E-Tech was a phenomenal engine. So I'm happy that it's that. Number two, I'm glad that they are making really big gains with states that typically poo-poo two-strokes because of noise and pollution. The E-Tech is one of the cleanest running two-strokes. It's one of the cleanest running engines, four-stroke or two-stroke. And, emissions and noise. So emissions and noise are two of the biggest things that are going to make that Rotax 150 be a winner. 150 horse out of 1.9 liter, it's a 1.9 liter. Again, it's a two-stroke. So yeah, I mean, the problem is that they're not out in the market. They're not out in the market, so it's really hard to make kind of a final decision on it because you haven't seen what's failed. I will err on the side of caution and say I really, 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 really avoid first years of anything. All right? I really, really advise giving it a year. And considering the source, you might want to take that a little further. Okay. BRP has a penchant for letting the buying audience be the final tester. And so I'm just kind of concerned about the first year of anything. I don't recommend being Johnny on the spot when it comes to the first year of a new phone, a new car, a new transmission, new engine, a new airplane, a new vaccine, a new pair of shoes, a new whatever. Give it a year or two. Wait and see. You're not in a rush. That's all I got to say about that. All right. Okay. Back near the beginning, if there's a way to check max boost without being on the water. Not really. It's really, I mean, I don't care what make or model it is. Most test tanks, you could be in a test tank and you can run it, but boy, I've seen some really gnarly accidents come out of test tanks and trying to get full boost numbers, pinning the thing wide open. The problem is a test tank, you're just cavitating the water, so you're not getting good thrust, and the engine is never actually hooking up, and so you're getting too much turbulence through it that it's just going, so you're not getting steady flow. The other half of that idea is keep your ski totally strapped to the trailer, dunk it in the water and run it, and pray to God that your straps and everything holds and you don't shoot the ski into the back of your truck while you're sitting there going, ah! And the real answer is, why do you care? Do you want to risk shooting your jet ski into the back of your SUV just so that you have some sort of arbitrary number off of a gauge that isn't entirely, totally spot on? Who cares? Now, I understand you're looking at like slippage. You're like, oh, is my belt slipping? Or is, the clutch slipping in the Yamaha? Or are the clutches failing in my Sea-Doo? That's fine. I get it. But guess what? Put it in the water and just ride it. Just ride it. Go out and just a strip of water. Whoop, 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 whoop. Make 2 runs in both directions. Come back and make your decision. Ding, ding. Easy. Took you no time. So that's going to be really the easiest way to do it. Just go out there and ride it. Are you getting full numbers? Are you on a GPS? You're getting full numbers. But no, test tanks, those numbers are bad. Trailer, I would never do it. I don't care if you got brand new Strapinos. I don't care if you got galvanized chain holding that ski down. I would not go full tilt, full throttle on the trailer. Ever. Ever. I would never do it. I've seen it fail. I've seen catastrophic failures. So no. I'm sure some guy's like, you can totally do it. Don't listen to Kevin. He's being a worrywart. Oh, he's such a Debbie Downer. Go get fine. Go ahead. But I wouldn't. Go out and ride the damn thing. Just whop, 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 whop. You can do it in jeans and tennis shoes. Doesn't matter. You'll be fine. All right. Better than failing to lock the winch and dropping the ski on the ramp. That's very true. Yeah, that was a fun story, wasn't it? All right. Right. Well, if you're keeping your boat in the water at all times, you don't have a lift for your pontoon, so it's sitting in the water the whole time. Now, here's the thing: you can tilt it out of the water. You can completely tilt it out of the water. So when you're docked at your house, or you have a dock outside of your house, or you're at a marina, your slip, whatever, you pull in, you hit the button, it goes. Takes forever. But it comes up and it locks in place, and it will come completely out of the water. So hopefully that solves all your problems. Yay. Okay. All right. Dougie. I think I got Dougie Fresh's question. Okay. Mikey asks. Mikey will just get 2 more stickers. Here. 1, 2. All right. All right. Mikey asks, we're at 1 hour and 15 already? Holy crap. Okay, Cowie question. Got that. Prizes, I'm giving away. Generic BS, yes. Okay, well, I can cross this off. All right. Squiggy. All right, I'll get to you next. Mikey asks, when does Kawasaki plan to release the R version of the 310? You don't mean the 330R? I don't think they're going to have a 310R. It'll be the 330R. What did Kevin say? What did Kevin say? 330! Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a 310. Calm down. I did a video last year talking about the 330. And it's like, oh my gosh, is there a 330? I had some people tell me that there's a 330R. I wouldn't bet on it. I think there'll be a 310R. It's gonna have a static aluminum handlebars and green sponsons and a special seat. And everyone's going to hear the Price is Right horn that goes. Bah, 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 bah. I'm tone deaf, so imagine it in your own head. No. 420, yo. 420. And Squeaky's going to get the 420. That's funny. Yeah, no, it'll be the 310R. I don't expect any really whiz-bang stuff out of it. I really don't. Powertrain will be the same. Sponsons are going to be the damn same. There's not going to be anything on there. It's going to be racing green because every knucklehead's got to have racing green, but it's not going to have a deck on it. It's not going to have a sound system on it. It will be the 310X with a different seat, black and green, with a fixed steering neck, just like it's always been. And it'll be a big fat letdown because guys like me want it to have a party wheel on it, and just make a little bit more boost and change the ride plate just a hair to bring the nose up. And the ECU will still totally kill it at 67 miles an hour. So it's going to burn like a rocket until it hits 67 and fall on its nose because they're out of California and they can't have California Cafe come down on them. They can't. The cafe standards are tighter than the U.S. Coast Guard. All right. Squiggy had a good super chat. Squiggy writes, "Why, when I fill up my ski after it's beeping for 10 miles, it's only 15, 16 gallons when 21-gallon tank on an Ultra?" This is the same complaint that people have about the Yamahas. All right. People feel that the low fuel alarm comes on way too soon. Now, it's egregious on the Yamahas. All right. It is almost like mean because the low fuel alarm will come on in some cases with 8 gallons of gas left in an 18-gallon tank. And people are like, what the hell? And the reason being was that some morons went out riding off the coast of Florida and ignored the low fuel alarm. And they kept riding, and they kept riding, and it kept beeping, and it kept beeping, and they kept riding, and lo and behold, it ran out of gas. And they had to be towed in, whether by Coast Guard or Sea Tow or a friendly fisherman or someone saved their bacon after being out there for several hours. Okay. It took a while to get them, according to the story, from what I've been told. This is all inside baseball. All right. This is not stuff they're going to advertise. But the people, of course, because Americans today are like, it wasn't my fault. It was the manufacturer's fault. I'm not to blame for any of my decisions. I'm special. My mommy told me so. And I'm handsome too. And they got stuck out there. They came in and they blamed Yamaha and they got an ambulance chaser of a lawyer and they went and they sued Yamaha. And so Yamaha's lawyers came back and they said, hey, change this, fix this. And all they did was they took the float. All right. There's a float on an arm. It's got a little plastic sealed float on a little metal arm. And it's on a little rheostat. And I had to think of the word for a second. And the rheostat sends a signal up to the ECU saying, we're full, we're half full, we're empty. And now they changed it so that once it gets just below empty, it sends the caution signal off instead of being way down here. And that's it. That's it. And the same goes with Cowie because everyone goes, oh, crap. Yamaha got sued over this? So everyone's starting to put the brakes on about how much fuel is left when the low fuel alarm goes off. And people are bitching about it. But guess what? Lawyers are louder than you. So they're going to listen to the lawyers. And that is why we have warnings on the back of shampoo that say do not drink. Congratulations. All right. Caribbean PWC question: at what point is using a helmet recommended? I ride and surf. Every time I rode and every time I raced, obviously racing, I was wearing a helmet. Obviously, if I was riding in aggressive surf and I knew I was going to be riding hard, I wore a helmet. I did personally. All it takes is one good hit, and you'll learn to wear a helmet. If you get hit one time really good, I took it right here. I took one right there. Bam, right into the bars. And I was like, I thought I knocked teeth out. I was bloody. I spat out all sorts of blood. My gums were all bleeding, and I thought a couple teeth were loose, but I just hit the chin. I just hit the top of my chin. And that was enough for me. So if I know I'm riding a lot of open surf, I bring a helmet or I wear a helmet. So that's me. All right. Some of you guys don't have a lot of teeth because you're all meth heads. And, so it's not a big deal. But takes one or two really good hits and you'll get hip. All right. Okay, let's find some questions. All right. Best PWC cart, Aqua Carts. Aqua Carts makes the best ones for the industry. Doesn't that get a sticker? LOL. Yeah, Doug, email me at info@watercraftjournal.com. Yeah, I'll send you some stickers. Chad writes, this is probably a dumb question. Okay, well, I'll skip it. Cool. Nah, I'm just kidding, joking. All right. Chad writes, this is probably a dumb question, but when did Sea-Doo get away from a cushioned handlebar pad and start using hard plastic? My 2002 GTI was a cushioned pad. Well, it used to be like a seat pad. It used to be foam, it used to be EVA foam with like a vinyl wrap around it. Well, let's see. All right. 2007 RXP, 2008 RXP. GTI would probably be the last one because they redesigned GTI in 2011. But when they went to the adjustable handlebars and the S3 hull, they weren't vinyl anymore. They were molded plastic. So I'd say they began in 2009 doing that. Was going to a molded, like a hardened foam or a soft malleable plastic. All right. Any news from Sea-Doo on an SAR model? No, they had one for a while on a GTI. And people wanted it, which was so dumb, but whatever. All right, well, we don't have any more questions. 2011 RXP, 2011 RXPX had foam. Depends on model. Yeah, when the RXP went to in 2012, they updated it. So yeah, 2011 would be the last year of the foam pads. Thank you, Billy. Squiggy. All right, guys. Well, I think this was fun. This was an hour and 25 minutes. Shoot. We gave away some straps and a bunch of stickers. I got more stuff to give away for next time. That's pretty funny. All right. Well, good. Everyone who won prizes, please email me at info@watercraftjournal.com. That's info @ watercraftjournal.com and send me your mailing address, and we'll send you stickers and whatever prizes that I decided to give you. We will call it a night. Guys, happy Halloween. Have fun tomorrow. Be safe. Don't blow your fingers off with fireworks or anything stupid. Please keep your, please keep the Pelosi Strappinos. That's funny. For those Yanks who are watching, please, and I know it's next week. It's not this week. It's next week. Please vote, and please vote correctly. All right. Make sure your candidate is America first. Make sure your candidate cares about the economy, cares about kids, and cares about the border. And not spending money on false flag wars that we have no part being part of. It's total BS. You're right, Cap. You're welcome, Cap. There, I finished my big wad of sugar syrup. All right. Guys, thanks again. We'll talk soon. Have a great night.